Hello team and welcome back to the channel. So before starting the video, small request, please subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 5,000 subscribers and we upload videos on daily basis, okay? Or at least we try to upload videos on daily basis. Also one more thing, I have a Telegram group which is many to many. That means everyone can send messages to that group and I reply to all the messages. So if you have any doubts, queries or any questions, you can just put it there. I will definitely try to reply. Also, if you have any specific topic on which you want a video to be made on, that also you can put in that group and I will try to make a video on that. Okay. Now coming to today's topic. So today we are going to work with Linux. So in this video, I am going to show you the complete hands-on Linux, and we will be covering Linux like most important commands from the point of DevOps engineer, like which commands are most useful for a DevOps engineer. So those commands we will be covering today. Okay. And you don't need to worry about anything because this video will be from scratch. So even if you don't know anything about Linux, still we can start working with that. Okay. So yeah, with that being said, let's get started.
Okay team, so what I have done, I have just created one Ubuntu server, Ubuntu Linux machine using AWS, and that is what where we are going to execute our commands. Okay, so before starting with the hands-on, I want to give you a little overview about Linux machines. Okay, so see, Linux is also an operating system that we have similar to Windows operating system. The main difference is that Windows is based on like UI, and whatever task we are going to perform, we just need to like click some buttons or drag drop, those kind of things. And in Windows we cannot see the background running processes, okay, in a very detailed way. Whereas the main difference is comes with Linux, that everything is command based, okay, and we can see whatever like logs is running, background process running, we can see in detailed way. Okay, so that is main difference. Now one more thing you might have seen at this point, there are like so many different versions of Linux, like Ubuntu machine, then we have Debian, then CentOS, then Red Hat Linux, then we have Amazon EC2 Linux. Okay, so there are like different flavors of Linux. On the base level they are all Linux, but like certain other new features have been added by these companies, and they have made Linux as their own product. Okay, so these are just different flavors, so whichever you want you can use. Okay, so usually most used I think Linux is the Ubuntu machine, and that is the reason that I also prefer to use it. Okay, so this is the IP address, like public IP address and private IP address that we can see. So to connect to a Linux machine, my suggestion is that you should download this application, MobaXterm. The portable home edition is completely free, and this is like the best application for accessing or like working with your Linux servers or any other server. Okay, so I have just downloaded it, and you can see once you download, you can just launch it using the exe file. Okay, and this page will appear. Okay, now the question is how do we connect to Linux machine? So for that, first of all, we will go to sessions, then click on SSH. Then here we need to provide remote host, the public IP address. Okay, so for that we will go to browser, copy the public IP address and paste it here. Then we have the username. So for us the username is Ubuntu. Okay, so we will just put it there. Next thing is the main point using which we will connect to Linux. Okay, so basically there are one of the two most like used ways is using username and password, and second option is using private keys. Okay, so basically like using username and password is an old method and not preferred actually, because it is not completely secure. Okay, whereas using private key and public key for authentication, it is the best way, and it is one of the most secured method. Okay, so let me just give you like overview how private key public key works. So what exactly happens when you create this server through AWS, if we talk about, so by default a public key will be there inside the machine itself. Okay, consider public key and private key as a like lock and a key of that lock. Okay, private key is the main key for unlocking the lock, and public key is the lock. Okay, so assume understand it in this way, key lock will exist inside the VM, but we have the key to open it, and the key that we have on our local machine is private key, while the lock is public key. Okay, I hope you got the point. So here what I will do, I will click on use private key and then select the private key that I already have. Okay, so it is in the format of PEM file. Okay, click OK now. Okay, now you can see it says authentication and it has connected now. Okay, And the best part about MobaXterm is that on left side you can see the files and folders in a very like easy to see UI format also. Okay, so starting with the basic commands that we should know and we should use while working with Linux. Okay, see, so from on the screen, let's see what is there. Main thing is, this is the username using which we have logged in, and this is the private IP address of our virtual machine. Okay, just to show you again, here if you can see private IP IPv4 address, this is the address, same address is here. Okay, so first thing what we need to do, we can press Ctrl L. That will clear the screen. Okay, but it does not delete anything. If I scroll up, you can see everything is already there. It just like removes everything what was previously to upside. Okay, now first command, basic command, is the ls command. Okay, ls command is to list the things. Okay, so as of now it's completely empty, but no issues. Okay, before that, one more thing I need to show you. So see, like while working with Linux, you should know the folder structure also. So I have just created this small document. Okay, I will put it in the documentation page on GitHub. So I would request you, see, for each folder like bin, boot, deo, etc, what exactly they are used for, what exactly is their like purpose. So you can just read it in one go, and that is more than enough. Okay, because in this video we are going to focus mainly on hands-on. Okay, so this is the theoretical part, but my suggestion, you should still know what each folder works and what is their purpose. So you can just read this document. Okay, I will share with you. Okay, now let's say I ran the command ls and nothing came. So what I will do, this is because there is no file inside. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do, we should see where exactly we are working on, or where exactly we are in the directory. So for that we have a command pwd, which means present working directory. If I click enter, you can see currently we are inside home/ubuntu folder. Okay, in case, like, since as of now nothing is inside ubuntu folder, in case we want to go back means go inside home folder, we can run the command as cd space and we should be inside home folder. Okay, here also if I run the ls command, since only one folder exists, so you can see folder name is there. Okay, but what we will do, we will go one step back. So I will again run cd space and let me clear the screen, Ctrl L. Okay, now if I run ls command, you can see there are so many folders now, right? Bin, dev, home, this and that. Okay, so ls command is used to list the files. Okay, now let's say I want to see like okay, let me show you better way. Okay, what I will do, I will go back to, okay, let me explain you the concept of absolute path. Okay, so currently if I run the command pwd again, we are on root. This single slash, that means that we are on the root level. Okay, so let's say again we want to go inside the ubuntu folder, right? So if you remember, the ubuntu folder was inside home. So from here we cannot directly go by like typing cd, then cds, then home/ubuntu. Okay, we cannot go as a no. We can go actually. See, the concept that I am trying to teach you is the absolute path concept. So to go to a specific folder, we need to provide the complete path. Okay, for example, this is the root level path, and next after that we have home, right? home/ubuntu. One more thing you should know, when I write like ub, okay, in case I don't know the whole spelling, I can just put click on tab and it will complete the name. Okay, so that is very useful, and that is like one of the most used thing. Okay, and now again we are inside the ubuntu folder. Okay, now what I am going to show you is how to create folders. Okay, so for that we can just type the command as mkdir and folder name, let's say folder 1. Okay, if I click enter, it will create one folder. Okay, in case we have a requirement to create multiple folders, we can again type like folder 2, folder 3 with spaces. Okay, so if I click enter, it will create the 3 folders. If I run the command ls, you can see 3 folders are there, right? In case you want to create files, not folders, files, for that we have the command as touch. Okay, for example, if I want to create 3 files or 2 files, you can just write file 1.txt. okay, then file 2.txt. okay, so what it will do, it will create 2 files. Okay, Now the thing is, let's say like we just want to create one file and edit it as soon as it is created. Okay, so for that we have command vi command you can use to edit any file. Okay, but if I want to edit a file that is not at all existing, then what it will do, it will first create the file, then it will directly launch the editor. Okay, for example, as of now, let me run the ls command. See, as of now what we have, 3 folders we have and 2 files, right? I want to create a third file, file3.txt, and I want to edit it as soon as it is created. So what I will do, I will run the command vi file3.txt, click enter, and this is the page that you are seeing now. It is the editor. Okay, so now if I type any if I press any keys, nothing will happen. So what I need to do to make sure that I have the permission or access to edit things, I need to press I. As soon as I press I, you can see the option here, it says insert. That means now I can go ahead and insert things. Okay, so anything I can put a message like, for example, Aditya is the owner of DevOps Shack. Okay, I put the message, that's all. And to save this file, what we need to do, first of all we need to press escape, then type colon, then wq. Okay, wq, sorry, one second, actually q my keyboard does not work with q, so I need to just type it here. Okay, so once you press colon wq, the file will be saved and you will be exiting from here. Okay, see, now we have exited, and if I again run ls command, 3 files are existing, out of which 3 folders are also there, right? Okay, now if you want to view the contents of a file, for that we have cat command, cat, and then you need to write the name of the file you want. Okay, file 3, click enter, and you can see this was the content that we just entered. Okay, now you know what we learned, creating files, going in different folders. Okay, creating files and folders and editing it and viewing it. Okay, so these are some of the basic commands. Other things I want to show you now. ls command you already know, but in case we see, if I run ls command, we just see normal the file folder names, right? In case we want to see more details, what we can do, we can run the command as ls space -lrt. Okay, what it will do, it will show you the level of access that is present on each file or folder, plus who is the owner of the folder, who is the group under which the folder is created, when it was created, and these details. Okay, now let me explain you what exactly is happening here. Okay, let me see if I have this sticky notes. Okay, I guess I have. Yeah. Okay, so first thing that you are able to see here, rwx r-x, right? So let me write it and let me explain you what exactly it denotes. Okay, rwx. Okay, see, first D, that denotes this thing, this is a type of folder. Okay, so D denotes folder. Okay, folder, or you can see in Linux way, directory. Okay, then we have R denotes read access. Okay, then W denotes write access. Okay, X denotes execute access. Okay, so that means, and you see RWX, it is written total 3 times, RWX, and here it is written dash or something. Okay, so that means this level of access, read, write and execute access, it is available for 3 users, 3 kind of user or group, whatever. So how it works, okay, let me explain you that as well. So for first RWX, this is for the owner. Okay, this is for the owner who has created the folder. Okay, that means first we can see completely here RWX, that means the owner will be having read, write and execute all 3 access. Okay, then again we have RWX for again second also we have rwx complete. Okay, that is for group. Okay, this is group level access. Okay, and finally we have r-x. Okay, so that is for others. Okay, so when it is written -x, that means ki write access is missing for others. So only owner and group under which the folder is created will be having the read, write and execute access. Okay, the thing is you might be confused about the group thing. So let's say, like, see, there exist like multiple groups can exist inside Linux. Okay, for example, let's say we have created two users, user 1 and user 2. Okay, and what I did, I added user 1 and user 2 both inside group 1. Let's say group 1. Okay, so whatever level of permission, whatever level of access is given to group 1, same level of access and permissions will be available to user 1 and user 2. That means if we have like if a certain level of like access is given to group 1, okay, so that means same level of access for that folder or file will be available to user 1 and user 2 because they are added inside the group. Okay, so now you understood what kind of like how the level of access is given, right? Same thing we can see for like files also. Since it is like just dash, that means it is the file, not directory. Okay, because D is not there, right? Then we have rw and r dash dash. That means these files cannot be executed by like owner, group, or even what is that, others. Okay, but here again you see for last that is for others, we have r dash dash, means it has only read access. Okay, other users on this Linux machine will be having just read access on files. Got it? Okay, so these are like some basic things. Other things I want to show you is like how to create users. Okay, how to create users for Linux. So let me show you that as well. Okay team, so one more thing I want to teach you, which is creating users and adding users in group. Okay, so as of now you can see we are in Ubuntu, we are logged in as Ubuntu user. Okay, so to create a new user, what we can do, we can use the command user add. Okay, now these are kind of tasks that cannot be executed with any normal user. Okay, so for like executing like important task or like higher level of task, we need to have a root level of access. So when I say root level of access, that is like admin level of access, or like someone who will be having complete access. Okay, so for that, two things you can do for like using that root level of access. Two things you can do. Either you can directly become root by typing the command sudo su. Okay, let me increase the size. Yeah, so you can become the root by typing the command sudo su. Okay, click enter, and you can see now the username has been changed to root, right? Or yeah, if you want to revert back to like to Ubuntu user, you can type exit. Okay, and you can see we are back. Okay, so coming back to creating users. So to use the root level of access, we can type the command as sudo. Okay, then to create a user, you can type the command as user add. Then we need to type the like username what we want to create. So here I will just write Aditya, click enter. Okay, now here like this is created. Okay, just to also like to one thing we should do, which is to create password for this user. Okay, so what we can do again, we can type as sudo password Aditya, and let's see what happens. Okay, so now we are changing the password, or you can see setting up the password for username Aditya. So we can type the password. Let's say I just want to type as 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and here when you are typing, it won't be visible here, so you don't need to worry it's not typing. Again 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and you can see password updated successfully. Okay, in case you want to see like what are different users available in Linux, so what you can do, you can go to cd/etc. Okay, if I run ls command, there are so many files here, right? So as I mentioned you previously, to view the contents of a file, we can write the command as cat, and here we need to search for this file, cat pass wd. Okay, click enter, and here you can see all the users who are existing, and here recently created user is also present, right? And one more thing, yeah, here see, only root user, if you see, is this value 0 is there because it is having complete level of access. Rest everyone, they are like different kind of data is there. Okay, new user we have just created, it is having this 1001 and 1001 value. Okay, so I hope you got the point how we can create new users and how we can set up password. Okay, so we can clear the screen, go back. Yeah, so again I guess, yeah, we are here, which is the root level. Okay, so let me go inside one home and I will show something else. See, I just showed you basic thing for like creating users and like checking how many users are there. Okay, now what I want to show you, see, other things related to that I would suggest you check out like yourself. Like once you start implementing things, you will learn. Okay, so basic thing I just guided you. Now what I'm going to show you is how to change permissions. As I showed you, to check permissions we can type the command ls minus lrt, and these are the level of permission. Okay, so let's say that I want to change permission for folder 3. Okay, so for that, first of all, let me guide you something. RWX, you remember, right? So let's say we have given some numbers to R. W will denote by 2, X we will denote by 1. Okay, and already I told you there are 3 kind of like level of access or for users, like owner, the group, and the rest of the others. Okay, now you can see 4, 2, 1. Okay, so let's say ki there is a user Aditya. Okay, and I want the user to have the complete access, right? So that means I need to give the access RWX, right? Correct. So if I say RWX, that means if we add these 3 numbers, how much it become? 4 to 1, that means 7, right? So what we are going to do now, the command that we use to modify the permissions is chmod. Okay, and let's say let's say we have like 3 users. Okay, 3 users. What are the users? We have users or group, you can say. First one is owner, next one is group, another one is users, other users, right? Okay, so let's say ki I want the group level of access, the permissions on group level should be just only read access I want. Okay, so for read access, what is the code? 4, right? And for, see, let's say for owner I want RWX. Okay, that means read, write and execute access for owners. For group I want just R level of access, means only read access. For other users I want RWX. Okay, so how do we do this? So here RWX 7 value, here R is only value is 4, again RW this 7. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so here what I am going to do, chmod 747, and what is the file name? Folder 3. Click enter. Okay, now it's been changed. Okay, and to just show it to you, we can run again the command ls-lrt. Okay, now if you look closely, the first one RWX R double dash, let me open here also, see, R double dash, then last one for others RWX. Okay, so we just change for permissions on this one. Okay, now this is like number based, completely number based. Okay, in case you get confused or something, then what we can do, for example, let's say ki I want to give RWX access to group also. Okay, so again what we can do, chmod, then G is for group, plus like what access we want. So I want the access RWX complete. Okay, and folder, which is the folder 3, click enter. Again if I run the ls-lrt command, and here again you can see complete access given to all the 3 levels of like users, group and other users, right? So these are the 2 important ways in which you can change permissions. Okay, and I hope this is clear. 747 because like also see if I just put here 777 that means this value will be there, rwx rwx rwx. Okay, so based on requirement we can change these things. Okay, so I hope you got the point, right? So in this way we will like what is that, we will change the permissions. Okay, now I will guide you how to change the ownership. Like as of now you can see ownership is Ubuntu user has created these files and I want to change the ownership of the files to something else. Okay, so let me show you that as well. Okay team, so next what I want to show you is how to change the ownership. Okay, so again here running the command ls-lrt, we have these files. Okay, so first files, let's consider the first file. Ownership is on Ubuntu and group is also Ubuntu. Okay, so let's say I want to change first user. Okay, so what I will do, I will write the command as chown, like change ownership, it stands for, and type the new ownership you want. Okay, so let's say I want the root user to have the ownership of the file, and here we can just type the folder name or the file name, whatever. Okay, click enter, and here you can see operation not permitted. Now the reason for it is because this is a higher level of like task. So for this we need sudo. If I run this now, you can see it got success. Okay, and now if I run the command ls-lrt, we will get here you can see the ownership of the file has been changed. Okay, now let's say I want to change the group. Okay, so what we can do, let's say like group and ownership both I want to change. Okay, so I can write the command as chown. Okay, and let's say I want to keep the new user as root only, and group I want is also root. Okay, and folder 3. Again I forgot about putting sudo. Okay, ls-lrt, and you can see at this point ownership and the group also both is root. Okay, so you know this is useful when you want to like secure some file. Okay, that only the root level of user should be having the access to execute or work with that file. Okay, also like if you remember in the beginning when we were learning with Maven deploying applications on Tomcat, at that time if you remember closely what was happening, while we wanted to copy the jar file to a folder named web apps, but it was installed at a location where normal user was not having access. So what I did to fix that, to like give the access to like other users also to copy the files there, and then it was fixed. Okay, so in that way you can change ownership or change permissions, and that will help you. Okay, now what I want to show you is some of the very common commands which I use on daily basis. Okay, so first one I want to show you is wget. Okay, so wget is the command which is used for downloading any kind of packages or any files directly from a link to your Linux server. For example, let's say I want to download Tomcat 9.5. Let's get the link first. Okay, so open the first one, and let's say I want to download the, where is it here, banded distribution. Let's say let's say I want to download this tar file, tar.gzst file. Okay, so I have copied the link and here I can paste it. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, now I have used wget command. Okay, if I click enter, it should be started to download, and you can see total file, I think it was size, whatever size was there, it just downloaded. Okay, if I run ls command, we can see that Apache Tomcat file has been downloaded. Okay, so for downloading any files directly on Linux server from a link outside, we can just use the wget command. Okay, second, once is, as you can see, we have downloaded the tar.gzst file. Okay, so to make it like in a folder structure or extract it, basically we can run the command as tar-xvf, then name of the file. Okay, and I told you like to use tab button. Okay, because Apache it's a long name, so I just wrote ap and then I pressed tab and whole file name was written. Okay, click enter and you can see it has been extracted. If I run ls command, separate folder you can see here Apache Tomcat -9.0.76. Okay, so this is useful. Okay, other commands. Now talking about like Linux, we install lot of tools and technology, lots of tools and other kind of like Maven, Jenkins, SonarQube, and several other like tools and applications we install, right? Some applications directly we can install by updating packages, and directly we can install, they are existing. Okay, for some other tools we need to specifically add their package and then we need to install. Okay, so both thing I will show you. Okay, so when you need to install any tools or any applications, first of all, first thing you should do is run this command, sudo apt get update. Okay, what it will do, it will update or upgrade the packages that are already existing. If they are not existing, it will add them. Okay, if I click enter, you can see it has started. It is like downloading the like different kind of packages that is required or something. Okay, so let it do, and then I will show you what is the reason for this. Okay, so you can see if this is done. Now if let's say I want to install Maven. Okay, so what command I can run is sudo apt get install, simple thing, very simple, Maven, simple Maven, nothing I need to write. You can see it's very simple. Since we are not defining any specific version, so it will download the latest version. Okay, click enter and see, since we have upgraded all the packages just now, so it is able to find, okay, there is this Maven is existing, so need to install. Okay, so see, it is asking for why like to permission of ours to install it. Okay, so we can just put y here. Okay, but I will show you another option which is the better one. Okay, this was the command we ran, right? So if I just put y here, because see, let's say I want to run such commands at like runtime, like through a job or through a Jenkins job or something. Okay, so in that case I cannot manually go in the logs and put y, give permission directly. So to avoid that situations, we can put -y at the end. That means permission is already provided. Okay, now if I click enter, it will directly start installing that tool Maven. Okay, and you can see like along with Maven it is unpacking OpenJDK 11 also. Okay, see, the reason that you might have seen me, I have always been like using OpenJDK 11 only. The reason by default also, like if you are like going to use Maven or JDK, by default it prefers to use OpenJDK 11. At this point I think JDK 19 is going on, but OpenJDK 11 is for me it seems like very stable and all, so I try to use that only. Okay, yeah, you can see it says done. Okay, now to check a version of version or if the tool has been installed or not. For example, Maven, so I know I have been using Maven, so I know the executable command of Maven is mvn. Okay, and to check a version I can just write the command as -version, click enter, and we can see here Maven version is installed 3.6.3, Java version installed 11.0.19. okay, so this is like how we install packages that are already existing in Ubuntu, let's say. Okay, but if I run the command, so let's say like I want to install something, some specific tool that is not already present inside Ubuntu. Okay, so in that case what we do, we try to add the package manually, then we install it. Okay, so how do we do that? For example, let's say install Jenkins. Okay, if I run install Jenkins, if I go to this like official documentation of the page, go to Linux, let's say I have Ubuntu machine. Okay, so here if you see till from beginning to here, this is written because you know what exactly is happening here. This is the command using which we are basically like adding the repository. Okay, so once the repository is added, then we run this command, sudo apt get update. That means updating the packages, okay, using the new repository or whatever has been added. Then after that, when we run this command, then automatically Jenkins package will be available and then it can be installed. Okay, just to show you, let me copy where it is. Yeah, first this much we need to run, so I will paste it here. Okay, and then second command we need to run till here, so I will copy this and yeah, paste it here again. Okay, now if I run this apt get update command, what it will do, it will update that new repository has been added for Jenkins. Okay, so it has been done. Okay, next, now if I run this final command that is basically responsible for installing Jenkins, then Jenkins can be easily installed because package we have already added, and you can see it is able to see okay, see 0 upgraded to newly installed. Okay, and here it is able to find the package 99.3 MB of size is required for installing that. Downloading the additional disk space is required. Okay, so I'm going to cancel it because we are not going to install Jenkins now. Okay, for more, okay, few other commands I want to show you, which is very important. One of the very important command that I used to use, it's like basically network side command. So what happens now, some application URL we used to receive, some website URL. Okay, so in case we wanted to check if this application is hosted inside our organization, okay, we knew the IP address. Okay, we knew IP address which is of our organization. We had a list. So in case we want to see if that application is hosted inside our organization, we used to run this command, ns lookup. Okay, so when I run ns lookup command, for example, let's say google.com is a website which I want to check if this website is hosted inside our organization or not. So using ns lookup command, we can get the IP address based details of this website. Click enter and you can see server address, okay, and the other details. So using this, we were able to find out if this website is hosted inside our organization or outside. Okay, other thing that we used to check, it is very common command, you might also know, is ping. Okay, so what happened, using ping we used to check if let's say if the site or the VM is up and running or not. Okay, for example, if I just type as google.com, okay, so you can see here it shows it is able to receive data from there. That means website is up and running. Okay, so I will just cancel this. Yeah, see, and once you cancel, you will see 12 packets transmitted, 12 received, 0% packet loss. That means the other side, the website, or see, even I can type after ping I can type any IP address also. Okay, so that in that way we would be able to see if the the site or the VM is up and running or not. Okay, next we have very important command which is history. So what it does, it will show you the history of commands that has been run. If I, okay, spelling is wrong, sorry. If I run the command as history, you can see total 93 commands has been run, and every single I can see from the beginning. Okay, so this is also very useful, like if someone else is using your PC or sorry, your Linux server, then something goes wrong, then you can see what commands were ran. Okay, so based on that is also very useful. Okay, so let's say I have another command df-kh, which is used for basically monitoring purpose. Okay, so you can see storage availability, how much is available or how much is occupied, those things we can see here. Okay team, so see, the thing is Linux is very vast. Okay, what I'm just trying to show you, whatever is the normal commands that I used to use on a general basis, those commands I'm showing you. Okay, so let's say next command which I want to show you is how to see the available memory and how much is being used. For that we can just write cat command and go to this location minfo, and here you can see complete details in KB, how much is being used, how much is available, and little more details that we can understand actually, I would say. Okay, so these things you can see. Okay team, so now listen carefully what I am trying to say. The commands that I have shown you, these were the all commands that we have used as of now. Okay, till the tutorials that I have shown you, so every single commands based on Linux that we have used, I have shown you everything. Okay, in reality these are the most common commands that will be required, okay, when you are working with Linux. And see, outside everyone will say Linux you need to know this command, that command, but in reality not every command is being used so much. Okay, These commands, if you know, see, for starters, these commands are more than useful, but once you start learning more, slowly based on requirement, you will automatically learn things. Okay, but for now I would suggest you keep practice these commands, and this will be more than enough for now. Okay, so that's it for today's video, and I hope this video was useful. So if it was, then you can give it a like. Also, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.